Navigating life transitions. This is something we can all relate to. We've all had some form of life transition in our life. There's obvious ones: moving, starting a new job, starting a new school, or just starting school, maybe losing a loved one, maybe retirement, the ending of a relationship, the start of a new relationship, any sort of health challenges. Okay, I'll stop. That's enough. We all get the idea of what a life transition is. So they can be very challenging, but with the right strategies and mindset, they can be navigated successfully. And they can also be looked at as a growing opportunity and a challenge that's positive and can help us grow in ways that we couldn't think of. But we've got to be mindful of all these things to actually make it so that way it can be done in a relatively successful way. Some impacts of life transitions are they can have a massive emotional and psychological toll. They can create a lot of anxiety, they can bring on depression, it could be triggering for trauma, such as losing a loved one. It can be a lot. And that stress can be so much that it can impact our sleep, it can impact our eating, our social engagement, our ability to focus, and whether that's work or just in general, our ability to be present in life. So there's a lot of ways it can impact us. That's why it's important to have some strategies. So one strategy for a life transition is acceptance and mindfulness. So if this transition is happening and you don't have control that it's going to happen either way, even if it's a positive thing, you're moving to a place you always wanted to move to, it's still a massive transition and a big change. So having acceptance of what you can and can't control can be really helpful. Embracing that change and doing your best to stay present. So when those anxious thoughts come up, you're noticing those thoughts and you are also maybe challenging them to more logical and rational statements and doing some self-care of what would be helpful right now so I can bring my anxiety down. Like it's really intense. Can I go outside for a walk? Can I take a shower? Can I talk to a friend? Any of those things to help manage that anxiety. Some cognitive behavioral strategies as well. So noticing when these negative thoughts come up, actively challenging those thoughts, and then helping yourself develop a more positive outlook. Being flexible is a huge way to go about this. That helps with resilience. So the more flexible and our ability to adapt and change, the better off we're going to be in the long term. Some more practical ways to manage any sort of big transition or even small transition is by doing a lot of planning and preparation. So setting realistic goals for yourself, creating some sort of action plan. And with this, you still want to be flexible and adaptable. Another one would be building a good support system, being able to rely on family and friends, professional networks if needed, maybe some support groups, even looking online for ways to manage it and really reaching out to different support systems. Ways to maintain your physical and mental health. So having healthy lifestyle habits are going to help. So like I mentioned before, maybe you go for a run. Regular exercise is going to manage both anxiety and depression. Having a balanced diet. All of these are setting you up for success. So that way you still may feel some anxiety, but at least you've slept well and you went for a walk and you went to the gym and you ate a balanced meal. Your anxiety could be a lot worse than it actually is. And then doing some self-care and stress management. Self-care can look like allowing yourself to, at night, read a book that you like, whatever that looks like. For some people, that is a crime series. For others, that's like a positive psychology or a fantasy novel. Whatever you like, that would be the one to do. And doing what you can to just manage that stress, having a schedule, anything to prevent burnout. If things become too challenging and you've tried all these things that I've just mentioned, reaching out for professional guidance and support is also really helpful. At Therapy at SF, we have a lot of people that have just moved to San Francisco or have just moved to California or are starting a new job, ended a relationship. Just had a call the other day for probably all these things. Those are really common experiences. People sometimes feel like that stress is too much, understandably. And so it takes reaching out to a professional. Another way to go about it is also you could have a career or life coach. They can provide some direction and motivation as well. And so to sum everything up, can you embrace the change? Can you recognize there might be some growth there? And even if the change is a negative one, like losing a loved one or the ending of a relationship that you didn't want to end, there will be growth there in time. And it can be from self-discovery, it can be from managing anxiety in a different way this time that helps you manage it better next time. It will build resilience and help you handle future changes. And also, I think, give you that confidence that I've been through hard things before, I can do it again. And reminding yourself those stories of when things were difficult and it doesn't stay usually difficult forever and it does get better. So keeping that in mind, keeping that hope idea in mind.